Dear students, in this chapter algebraic expressions, we have already done basics of algebra and the three operations, that is addition, subtraction and multiplication. And in the last video, we had discussed about the division of monomials with monomial and division of monomials, binomials and trinomials by monomial expressions. So, today's video is going to be about the division of polynomial by long division method. So let's get started. But before starting our topic, students, we will quickly recall about the polynomial. So what is polynomial? Here you can see that I have divided this word polynomial into two parts, that is poly and second one is nomial. So poly means many and nomial means many terms or parts, right? So polynomial means what? Polynomial is an expression with one or more terms, right? For examples, 3x plus 4 or 3y square minus 4y plus 1. These are the examples of polynomial, right? So, it contains one or more than one term. That's why it is known as polynomial. So, next one is the degree of polynomial, or we can say that the power of a polynomial. So, here the highest power of the variable in a polynomial is called its degree, right? So here we can say that 3y square minus 4y plus 1. So I am taking here example of this expression, and in this expression you can see that there is one variable, that is y. Here y raised to power is 2 and here y raised to power nothing. Nothing means what? 1. So here you can see that the highest power of the variable is what? 2. So the degree of the polynomial is called 2, right? Now students, we will talk about the division or long divisions. So all of you know that there are two methods to divide the two numbers. As here I have written divide 8 by 2. That means I have to divide 8 by this number 2. So how can we divide this 8 by this 2? So there are two methods. So first method is that, as you can see here, 8 upon 2. I'm writing them in the fraction and I'm cutting them on one common table. That is 2 table. 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 2 fours are 8, right? So here you can see that 2 fours are 8. So I'm writing here 4, right? So that's the answer, 4. Next one is another method for dividing 8 by 2. That will be called the long division method, right? So here I am dividing 8 by 2. So I am writing here 8 inside. So I am taking it as a dividend and 2 as a divisor, right? So on two tables 8 come on 4. So 2 fours are 8. Next step is that we have to subtract them. So here 8 minus 8, that is 0, or cross we can put. So here is the answer, that is 4. So I am writing here quotient as 4 and remainder as 0. So this is called the long division method, right students? Now students, what if I'll take any polynomial in the place of 8 or any divisor in the place of 2 in the form of binomial expression? So what we will do for dividing these polynomial with the given algebraic expression? We have to follow the same pattern, that the same long division. But in algebraic expression or in algebra, when we divide the polynomial with another algebraic expression, we have to follow some specific rules as well as some specific steps. So we will discuss about them one by one. So let's get started. So here are the rules of long division. So number one is parts of a given expression should be in descending order. That means the degree of the polynomial. So whatever the part is given to us, we have to arrange the given parts or the given expressions in the descending order. Number two, if any term is missing in the given expression, then we have to complete that expression by writing 0 with the missing term. So that means that if we are given with any polynomial or any algebraic expression and is there any missing term, then we have to complete that term by writing their 0 with the missing term with the given variables, right? So now we will talk about the steps that we will follow for long division. So here are the steps. Number 1, divide the first term of dividend by first term of divisor. That means we have to take the polynomial or other algebraic expression and we have to see which is the first term, and we have to divide the first term of dividend with the first term of divisor, right? Number 2, multiply the quotient with the divisor and subtract that answer from dividend. That means whatever the answer we got from the first step, that we have to multiply with the divisor, and then we have to write that answer below the dividend and we have to subtract it, right? Students, you might be feeling like it's so confusing, but in real it is not like so. These are very easy questions. When you will start solving them, you will feel by yourself that this is a very easy method for dividing the polynomial with the algebraic expressions. Now here are two rules that we will follow for long division method that will definitely help us for solving or dividing the given polynomial with the algebraic expression. So here's the first law, that is the division rule, right? The number 1 is division rule, and how to divide the variables. As you know, whenever the bases are same and they are getting divided, their parts will be subtracted. Like this, x raised to power a divided by x raised to power b is equals to x raised to power a minus b. That you have already done in the previous class or in the previous video as well, right? Next one is multiplication law. So what is a multiplication law? If I'm taking here one variable, or we can see that monomial, and here I'm taking binomial, right? And I have to multiply this monomial with binomial. What method I will choose? So we will use here arrow method. So what we have to do, we have to multiply this a with this b as well as this c. Like this, a will multiply with b plus a will multiply with c. Now a multiplied b is what? ab. Again plus is plus, a into c is what? ac. So these are the two rules that we will follow for doing the long division, right? So now we will start with the first example. So here's the example number 1. So read the statement. Divide x squared plus 9x plus 20 by x plus 5. So here is the given polynomial, that is x squared plus 9x plus 20, and here is the divisor, that is x plus 5. So we have to do the long division. So what we will do, we have to write this a polynomial as in the place of dividend, right? So here we will write x squared plus 9x plus 20. But before starting our question, we have to see that whether the given parts of the variables are in decreasing order or not. So here you can see that x raised to power 2, right? Next, x raised to power nothing. X raised to power nothing means what? 1. So that means these parts are in the decreasing order. So that means the statement is correct, right? So here we will write x squared plus 9x plus 20, and on the place of divisor you will write here x plus 5. Now we will start solving a question by following the first step. So what is the first step I have written here? Number 1 is divide the first term of the dividend by first term of divisor. First term of dividend is what? X squared. You can see here x squared, and first term of divisor. So you have to write here, you have to take a partition line here and write the steps. Number 1, the step is write the dividend, write the first term of dividend here, that is x squared. We have to divide it by the first term of divisor, that is x. So x raised to power nothing means what? X raised to power 1. So here you can see whenever the bases are same and their parts will be subtracted. They are getting divided, so here we have to subtract their parts. So here you will write x raised to power 1, right? Is that clear? Now we got x raised to power 1 as a quotient because we are dividing these. So by dividing them, we got x raised to power 1 as a quotient. So we have to write this quotient at that place, on the place of quotient. So I have written here x raised to power 1. You can see. Now move to the second step. What is the second step? Read it here. Multiply the quotient with divisor and subtract that answer from dividend. First line is that multiply the quotient with divisor. Multiply the quotient with divisor. So what is the quotient? That is x raised to power 1. So you have to write here, multiply the quotient with the divisor. So which is the divisor? That is x plus 5. So you have to write here x plus 5. Alright. Now we have to multiply them. So with which method you will multiply them? By arrow method. Right. So now here you can see that x raised to power nothing, that means x raised to power 1. Here again x raised to power nothing, that means x raised to power 1. So you have to multiply x raised to power 1 with x raised to power 1. So you will get x raised to power 2. Because the bases are same and they are getting multiplied. So their power will be added. Next is plus x raised to power into 5, that is 5x raised to power 1. Right? If you're not writing x raised to power 1, hardly matter. If you're writing simple as 5x, it is also okay. Right? So you got your answer. So you have to follow the second line. That is, and subtract that answer from dividend. This is the answer. Right? This one is the answer. And you have to subtract this answer from the dividend. Dividend is what? This one. So you have to write the answer here. And we have to subtract. So when in algebra, when we subtract the given expression, then we follow one rule. That is what? For subtracting the algebraic expression, we have to follow the lock and change method. Right? So here you will use lock and change. You will lock this sign and change this sign. Plus will change into minus. Again, you have to lock this sign and change this sign into minus. Right? Now you can see here x square and x square. These are which terms? These are like terms. And the sign with these like terms are, this one is plus and this one is minus. That means these are unlike sign or opposite sign. So whenever we are having like terms with opposite sign, always we have to cut them while using this long division method. So we will cut them, right? Now what is left? We are left with plus 9x minus 5x. So we will solve them by using the integer rule. So which integer rule we will follow here? Plus minus. So plus minus sign of bigger term, that is plus, subtract the number. 9x minus 5x will be 4x, right? And plus 20 you will write down here. Alright. Now we will follow the same steps and solve the question. Now again we will follow the first step. What was the first step? We have to divide the first term of the dividend. Now it will be a dividend, right? Now we have to divide the first term of this expression by the first term of divisor. So here we will write plus 4x divided by x. Now here the variables are same, their parts are same. We can cut here or we can use the exponent rule as x raised to power 1, x raised to power 1, 1 minus 1, 0, and x raised to power 0 means 1. So we have to cut them here only and the answer will be as plus 4. So you have to write this plus 4 as a quotient on the place of quotient, that is plus 4, right? Now second step, what was the second step? We have to multiply the quotient with the divisor. And here plus 4 will be multiplied by x plus 5. So because it is a divisor. So here we will again follow the arrow method. So plus 4 will multiply with x. So you will get plus 4x and plus, that means plus, outer sign plus, inner sign no change. So you will write here plus 4 5s are 20. So you got your answer here, plus 4x plus 20. So you have to write it just below this expression, right? So here you will write plus 4x plus 20. Now again we have to subtract them. That means we have to log these signs and change this sign. So whenever you will log this sign, plus will change into minus, again plus will change into minus. Now you will see that here plus 4x minus 4x, again like terms with the opposite sign, so you can cut them. And here again plus 20 minus 20, again these are the same numbers but with the opposite sign, so you can cut them. So what you will left with? You are left with nothing, that means 0, right? So here is the ending of the quotient. So here you got your quotient as x raised to power 1 plus 4, and you have to write here quotient is equals to x raised to power 1 plus 4. And what is the remainder? Nothing. Nothing means 0. So you have to write the remainder, that means r is equals to 0. Clear? Now move to another example. Now student, this is the example number 2. Just read the statement. Divide 7x minus 20 plus 6x square by 2x plus 5. Now here this one is the given polynomial and we have to divide it by this expression, that is the binomial, right? Now the very first step for long division is that we have to see that whether the given polynomial is in the descending order or not. That means the powers of the variables are in descending order or not. Firstly, you can see here there is 7x, next is minus 20, next is plus 6x squared. That means they are not arranged. So we have to arrange them in the descending order. So you can see that one variable is given to us in this statement, that is x, and the powers are also given to us. So here x raised to power nothing, that means 1, and here no variable with 20, and here x squared is there. That means this is the highest power. So we have to write it at the first place. So I have written here, you can see plus 6x squared I have written at the first place. Second one will be 7x. So you have to write 7x at the second place. So here you can see 7x I have written here. Next, what is left? That is minus 20, and you have to write here minus 20. Alright, now we have arranged this polynomial as in the descending order. Right? Now you have to write here divisor, that is 2x plus 5. So we have to start this quotient. So we will follow the first step. First step was that we have to divide the first term of the dividend with the first term of divisor. So first term here is plus 6x squared, you will write here, and divisor's first term is 2x, so you will write here 2x, right? Now you can see that plus plus will be plus, so you will write here plus. Now on 2 table 6 will be cut, on 3, that is 2 1 the 2, 2 3 the 6, so you will write here 3, and here x raised to power 2, x raised to power nothing, that means 1. So that means what? We have to subtract the parts because the bases are same and they are getting divided, so their powers will be subtracted. So 3x raised to power 2 minus 1. Clear? So what we will get? We will get plus 3x as a quotient. So you have to write here plus 3x on the place of quotient. Alright. So next is number 2. The step number 2. So what was the step number 2? That we have to multiply the given quotient with the divisor. So here quotient is plus 3x and we have to multiply it with divisor, that is 2x plus 5. So you will use again arrow method. 3 2s are 6, x into x, that is x squared, plus 3 into 5, that is 15, x will be x. So you got the answer, 6x squared plus 15x. Is it clear? So what will you do? You have to write this just below this expression, right? So here you have to be careful about the like terms. You will see that this is 6x squared, so you have to write 6x squared just below the plus 6x squared because these are like terms, right? Next is plus 15x, so you have to be careful about 15x as well. You have to write it exactly below plus 7x, not below minus 20, because these are different terms. This is minus 20, that is constant, and this is plus 15x, which is completely different from 20. So you have to write it just below plus 7x, right? So next what we will do, we have to subtract them. So we will follow the lock and change method. So when you lock this sign, you will get minus, and again you will lock this sign, you will get minus. Clear? So you have to subtract them. When you will subtract them, you will get minus 8x, and here you can see that these are like terms because 6x squared with the opposite sign, so you have to cut them, right? So you will get here minus 8x, and from here you will write minus 20. So next we will follow the same steps. Number 1, which was the first step, we have to divide the first term of this expression with the first term of divisor. So you will write here minus 8x from here and plus 2x from here, right? Next, you have to choose a sign. These are unlike sign. So whenever you will have unlike sign and you are getting divided them, you will always get the answer in minus. Unlike sign, sign of minus. And here on 2 table, you can cut 8 on 4. So you will write here 4 and x will be cut with x because these are like variables, right? So you will get here minus 4. You have to write this minus 4 on the place of quotient right here. So next step is that you have to multiply the quotient with the divisor. So minus 4 multiplied by 2x plus 5. So students, if I'm not putting here multiply sign, that means what? That means there is already a multiplication sign and you have to follow the arrow method. Is it clear? So you will put their arrows like this. So you will multiply minus 4 with 2x, that you will get minus 8x, and here outer sign minus, inner sign will be changed. So here you will write minus 4 5s are 20. So you got here minus 8 minus 20 and you have to write this just below minus 8x minus 20. So you will write here minus 8x minus 20 and you have to log their sign and change them. Minus will change into plus and again minus will change into plus. Now minus 8x plus 8x, these are like terms with the opposite sign, so you have to cut them. Next, you will have minus 20 and plus 20. So these are the same numbers, right? But with the opposite sign. So again, you have to cut them both. So you are left with nothing. Nothing means 0. So from here, you can see that you got the quotient as plus 3x minus 4. You will write here quotient is equals to plus 3x minus 4. All right. So next is remainder. What is the remainder? Remainder is equals to 0. So you got here 0. Now student moves to the next example, that is example number 3rd. So here you can read the statement x squared plus 5 plus 3x by x plus 1. So you have to divide this polynomial by this. So first step is to read the statement and second step to check that whether the given polynomial is in descending order or not. Their powers are in the descending order or not. So here you can see that x raised to power 2 is there. So next term should be with x. But here you can see plus 5. So that means this term should be at the second place. So here first of all we will arrange them. So you will write here x squared plus 3x plus 5. So here we have arranged them. Next you will write here divisor x plus 1. So we will start the question by following the first step. So which was the first step? That we have to write the first term of the dividend with the first term of divisor. So you have to divide them x squared by x. Here no power, that means 1. So x raised to power 2 minus 1, that is x raised to power 1. So that is the question that you have to write over here, right? Next one is that you have to multiply the quotient with the divisor. So here x raised to power 1 and divisor is what? X plus 1. X raised to power nothing means 1. So you will multiply them by applying the arrow method again. So you will get here x squared, x into x, that is x squared, plus x into 1, that is 1x. So you have to write this just below x squared plus 3x, right? So you have to write here x squared plus x squared and here you will have to write plus 1x. Alright, so you can see that these are the like terms with the opposite sign that you have to cut them. Next one is that plus 3x minus 1x, that means plus minus sign of bigger term, subtract the number, you will get here plus 2x and from here you will write down plus 5. Clear? So next we have to follow the again first step. So which was the first step? That is you have to divide the first term of that expression with the first term of divisor. So first term here plus 2x and here x. So x and x will be cut. What is left now? Plus 2. So you will write here plus 2. Clear? So next one is that you have to multiply this quotient with divisor. So you have to write here plus 2 multiply x plus 1. So plus 2 into x, that is plus 2x, and outer sign plus, inner sign no change, you will get here plus 2. Clear? So next you have to write here plus 2x plus 2 just below this expression. Now here plus 2x plus 2 is there. So you have to log their signs. Plus will change into minus and plus will change into minus. We have logged and changed. So now you will get here like terms with opposite sign, that means you have to cut them, and here plus 5 minus 2. That means you have to subtract them. So plus minus sign of bigger term, that is plus and we have to subtract the numbers. That is 5 minus 2, that is 3. So you got here plus 3. So from here you got the answer. Quotient, you got here x plus 1. So you have to write here quotient is equals to x raised to power 1 plus 2 and remainder as plus 3. Right? Because you got the remainder here. So you have to write a remainder is equals to plus 3. Is it clear? So students, these were very easy examples. Now, I hope all of you have understood this concept. So, all of you are able to do the related homework that we have already sent you in your SNAP homework. But before starting your homework, please students must go through the YouTube links that we are sending you every day, because all these links will definitely help you for solving and understanding these type of questions in a better way. Thank you.